All right, you already read the title, so we're just going to get straight into it. The one skill that is going to improve every other area of your life is mindfulness. Mindfulness can simply be described as our brain's ability to be present and aware. When we are more present and aware, we not only make better decisions, such as eating clean, going to the gym, or just doing our habits for today, it also just makes life that much easier and it makes it more enjoyable. Now, something that you've probably heard a few people talk about on the online space recently is the idea of flow state. Flow state is pretty much what athletes would call being in the zone. It is the happiest state of mind that humans can be in. And in your case, because you're a beginner and this video isn't exactly on flow state, we will talk about mindfulness, which is pretty much the beginner's version of the flow state. Now, what is it that we can actually do to experience this flow state, or just the idea of mindfulness in general? The main thing that you've probably seen a lot of people talk about is mindfulness meditation. And in my personal experience, as I've said in my last video when talking over the bliss, or all these other points in my life where I have felt the most improved or the most quote unquote like locked in, is when I focused a majority of my time and effort on mindfulness meditation. Now, with that being said about mindfulness meditation, and you already hearing a good few things about it, let's get right into how you can start it like today, like right now. So this is going to be like a little call to action sort of thing mid video, and pretty much what I want you to do is just look at your hand and just move it. Literally just stare at it and just realize that you are in full control of your hand. Really have that presence in your mind, and try to do that with your hand for just a few seconds. So after you're done looking at your hand like a weirdo, just kind of like a little toddler playing with his hand, you will now understand what presence feels like. It's this moment where you have no thoughts. You are fully in control of what is happening. You feel as though you're not in that state of autopilot. Now, if you're not really aware with the idea or the term of autopilot, it's pretty much like if you're driving from point A to point B, and let's say it's a 2-hour long drive, it only feels like you drove for 30 minutes because for an hour and a half, you had no idea how you got here. You're just like, wait, how did I even get back? One thing that you'll hear me preach about a lot on this channel specifically is about gratitude. Mindfulness is like a constant flow of gratitude just in your mind at all times. But now that I've said enough about it and hopefully piqued your interest again, we're actually going to go through a few easy steps that you can do to practice mindfulness meditation in the future and not just doing it like right now in the video. So what we're going to do for this is I want you to just sit, close your eyes, and just take a deep breath in and exhale out through your mouth. Completely focusing on the breath. Now, in that moment, if you did it correctly, just as you did with your hand a few minutes ago, you probably didn't have any thoughts during that moment. If you did, that's totally fine. It's just something that you'll need practice on. And that's the whole point of why people meditate for obviously more than like 2 breaths. Now, a big misconception before I actually give you a plan of action for you to go forward with after you watch this video and actually start throwing it into your daily routine is the misconception that you need to get rid of like all your thoughts in your brain. Meditation and like monks aren't sitting on their mountain meditating, doing whatever little crisscross applesauce that they're doing. They're not doing that having no thoughts in their brain for like hours at a time. It's simply the ability to sit there as we were, just to breathe in and breathe out. But as we continue to do that cycle, thoughts are gonna flow in every few seconds, every 10 seconds, every 5 seconds. If you're like most people though, within like 10 to 15 seconds, you're probably going to get a random thought. Thoughts just flow like effortlessly. So it's not something that we need to completely eliminate. So get that out of your head now. So now that you found your calm, quiet spot, what you're gonna wanna do is sit down comfortably and do as we just did a few moments ago, where you breathe in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. 1 breath in, 1 breath out, 2 breath in, 2 breath out, counting it just like that, where a breath in and a breath out counts as 1 rep. The idea, of course, is not to do as many reps as possible, but to stay as focused as possible. The inevitable thing that's going to happen is you're going to sit there and then all of a sudden you're going to realize that you're daydreaming, or you're thinking of those negative thoughts, but you don't need to worry about that. It's simply when those thoughts come in, you want to imagine it as being a repetition for your brain. Just as you do a bicep curl for your brain, or doing chest press, bench press for your chest, it's simply just getting in the reps to recognize that when you're there and when you're trying to be present, those thoughts will come through. Instead of thinking, oh man, I'm having thoughts and I need to get rid of all of them, it's simply sitting there and just being like, oh shoot, I need to be focusing on my breath, and then coming back to the breath. Doing that is the equivalent of doing the bicep curl or the bench press for your brain. So your plan of action and your quick little spreadsheet or your little rule list of what you're gonna do is find a calm, quiet spot where you can meditate for anywhere. Even if it's your first time doing this, I recommend even doing a minute. Now, before I go on and say anything else, don't let your ego tell you that you can't do more than that, or that that a minute just isn't gonna do anything. The minute is going to do everything. If you're trying to make something stick, it has to be easy. Plus, if you really think about it, you've never done this before, so is it better to trust your brain or to trust my brain that actually knows that this is going to work for you? So now that we got that out of your way and your ego will finally just shut up, you're gonna do it for a minute for about a week. And focusing not so much on getting rid of the thoughts completely, but when the thoughts do come, you just slowly push them away and come back to the breath. Third step is just going to be consistently doing that throughout the week. You wait till your timer goes off, you do it, you can get a piece of paper or even like a habit app like I do, and I check it off so it's a little like, oh yeah, good job, you did it. Your TikTok or YouTube short brain sat through a whole minute of doing nothing. So you should be proud. That's kind of a stupid whatever, but you get what I mean. Now, hopefully this video was helpful. Hopefully you can actually go forward doing that and actually finding some benefit through it. Of course, if you have any other comments or anything, just leave it down below. If you have any other positive experiences with it, leave that down below for some other people as well. Leave comments down below for some other people as well, because let's be real, when you clicked on this video, if you saw that there was any comments down below, first thing you did was probably clicked on it. So if you do have something beneficial to say about mindfulness, you might as well put it down below, because if anything, they'll actually want to watch this video knowing that there is some value in actually listening to what I have to say. It is the one skill I will say out of any mindfulness, mental health improvement hack or tip, this is going to help you the most. I promise. Give it a shot. Let me know how it goes, and I will see you guys later.